Hello, I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, brought to you by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the special district association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station. If there's a news story or event information you'd like to share, call us and leave a message at 970-677-4119. If you're a business or organization or an individual, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments to be run on the channel year-round. This is the transmission for Thursday, February 11th, 2021, DCTV Daily News. The press release from the San Juan National Forest, as reported in the Journal, states that they are seeking public comment on a plan to harvest timber north of Dolores, the town. With a photo, Jerry McBride. The Salter Vegetation Management Project proposes a combination of actions that includes logging ponderosa pines, planting trees, and prescribing burns in an area covering 22,346 acres north of the town of Dolores. The area includes parts of Salter Y, Plateau Creek, Carlisle Point, Turkey Knoll, and Boggy Draw. The 30-day draft environmental assessment comment period started yesterday, February 10th, and runs through March 12th. 2021. The comment period provides an opportunity for the public to review and comment on the environmental analysis associated with the Salter Vegetation Management Project, proposed action, and alternatives. Information, project documents, and electronic comment forms are on their project webpage. Planners said that the goals of thinning overstocked forests will reduce overcrowding to prevent large wildfires, help prevent unnaturally large insect outbreaks, provide economic benefits to the timber industry, and create timber stand age diversity that perpetuates future logging opportunity. The prescribed burns would reduce overgrown underbrush, which act as ladder fuels that can trigger larger wildfires through unnaturally dense forests. The project is an effort to reduce stalking and increase resilience and the health of ponderosa pine stands to create a more natural forest, said Dolores District Ranger Derek Padilla. Our attempt is to maintain forest stand health so we do not lose it to wildfire, beetle kill, or disease. If approved, the project would take 10 years and include popular recreation areas such as Boggy Draw. The town of Dolores is forming a subcommittee to study the proposal and offer input. Impacts to Dolores include increased logging truck traffic through town on County Road 31, 11th Street, and Colorado Highway 145. Town officials are concerned about increased wear and tear of local roads from the logging trucks, as well as public safety associated with more large trucks on the roads. Based on similar projects in the forest, officials expect an average of 9 loaded logging trucks going through the town of Dolores per day during the harvest season. The estimated traffic is an average. On some days there will be no trucks, and on others there could be many more than 9. The use of loud engine brakes coming down the hill on County Road 31, which is the Dolores-Norwood Road, was another concern. Board members Val Chulson said having the Montezuma County Sheriff's monitor trucks to ensure that they have proper brake mufflers will help reduce the noise. Padilla said additional signage could be placed in and near Dolores to advise the public to be on the lookout for logging trucks. A portion of the vegetation management project is in the Boggy Draw recreational area, popular for cyclists, hikers, horses, ATV users, and campers, said San Juan Forest Recreation Planner Tom Rice. He said that during a meeting with Dolores Town officials that maintaining trail recreation and dispersed camping at Boggy Draw would remain a focus. Quote, "We want to try and reduce the impact to the trail system as much as possible, leaving as many trail opportunities available to the public while also working with the timber operators who may have the opportunity to remove timber from the area," Rice said. Thinning out the forest in the recreation area lowers the risk of larger catastrophic wildfires that would cause widespread damage to the recreation area. Other activities associated with Salter Vegetation Project would include maintenance-related road work in the forest. The work would be performed before, during, or after forest treatments. The majority of the road work would involve reshaping and smoothing of the road surface and restoring associated drainage ditches or rolling dips. Some roads that have been closed or unused for 20 to 30 years would reopen for the timber harvest and then be closed again. No new permanent roads are proposed to be built with this project, though temporary roads may be required to reduce the need for excessive tractor skidding and allow wood producers and products to be moved to the permanent road system. The temporary road segments would be decommissioned within 5 years of first use. Only those who submit timely and specific written comments during this formally designated comment period through March 12th will have the eligibility to file an objection after a preliminary decision is made by the Forest Service. So, if this is affecting you, make sure to submit your comments. And now let's take a look at the local weather. What a beautiful day today on Thursday, but what lies ahead? Today it's been mostly sunny with a high near 48 degrees. South-southeast winds have been picking up in the afternoon, 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest. Tonight we're looking at the potential for a 50% chance of snow showers in the evening. Increasing clouds with a low around 32 with south-southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. But if we do get some snow, it will be an accumulation of less than a half inch possible. So that's like a skiff to me. For Friday, though, we're looking at a 70% chance for snow showers likely, possibly mixed with rain before the afternoon, then rain in the afternoon as we have a cloudy day and a high near 45 with south winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, new snow accumulation of less than an inch possible. For Friday night, mostly cloudy and a low around 27 with east-southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Into Saturday, we're looking for an 80% chance for rain showers in the morning between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. and then rain possibly mixed with snow showers. A high near 42 on the day, breezy with a south wind at 10 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20. Then into Saturday night, more chance, a 90% chance for snow showers, possibly mixed with rain. It depends on what time and where. The low down around 25 on the overnight. And into Sunday, more snow showers are likely, about a 70% chance at this time, possibly mixed with rain before the afternoon, then a chance of snow showers in the afternoon, mostly cloudy, and a high just near 34 degrees for Sunday. And Sunday night, a slight chance of snow showers in the evening, mostly cloudy, a cold low on that night to 12 degrees. It's sure to freeze those muddy spots. For Washington's birthday or President's Day on Monday, you might get the holiday off. A slight chance of snow showers is expected after 11 a.m. in the morning with partly sunny skies and a high near 31. Monday night, a chance of snow showers mainly after 11 p.m., mostly cloudy and a low to 19 degrees. And into Tuesday, we are still looking for a chance of snow showers in the morning, partly sunny on the day and a high just at 35 degrees with Tuesday night partly cloudy and a low around 15. So right back into a wintry feel over the next few days through the weekend and into the third week of February. Very thankful for whatever moisture this all brings to our area. And now back to the news. And now the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of February 1st through the 7th, 2021. The Dolores County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a break-in and theft of mail from the Cajon Post Office. The case is under investigation. Officers responded to San Miguel County on an agency assist regarding a disorderly tenant. Dolores County deputies responded to a report of an unattended death at a local residence. Dolores County deputies responded to a civil dispute. They were referred to the courts. Deputy called out to a one-car motor vehicle accident. Patient transported and Colorado State Patrol handled the investigation. A deputy responded to a vehicle unlock, which was successful. Dispatch received a call of a load of firewood on the side of the highway. Deputy responded and it was boxes from a motor vehicle accident from earlier in the week. Under Sheriff Perkett and Sheriff Wilson attended several meetings throughout the week. Deputies responded to an agency assist of an ongoing pursuit from Montezuma County and was later stood down as they had detained the suspect. Scam calls are still happening, so they say please don't forget to never give out your personal information over the phone. There was a deer reported to be in a ditch and still alive after being hit by a car. A deputy responded and the vehicle reported that there was a reckless vehicle headed eastbound on Highway 491 from Monticello. Deputies were unable to locate that vehicle. Dolores County Deputy Coroner and Dolores County Sheriff's deputies responded to an unattended death. The final roundup was 1 accident, 3 ambulance calls, and 2 transports, 3 new cases, 16 traffic counts, 9 citations, 1 animal complaint, 4 assists to other agencies, 2 controlled burns, not a bad idea with all the moisture right now, and a total of 142 calls handled by dispatch. And this last story is a long one again. This is the part 2 of information on what is called the Internet of Things, or IoT, the connecting of your phone to your thermostat, to lights, to the Alexa-like listening device in your house, and how that is transitioning quickly to the Internet of Biology, or IOB, having internet connections to your body. So rewatch the Wednesday broadcast if you missed it. That describes how this is being rolled out. And now continuing with the article by Jesse Smith on technocracy.news. What is the potential for misuse? He writes, unfortunately, it seems as though the negative consequences of IOB devices will far outweigh their advances. There are just way too many things that can go wrong, as indicated in this table. From death to national security challenges to infringement on body autonomy, the negative outcomes of IOB technology are devastating. RAND company, confirms even more concerns, highlighting that access to huge torrents of live streaming biometric data might enable a surveillance state of unprecedented intrusion and consequences. Do you think? It continues, it might increase health outcome disparities where only people with financial means have access to any of these benefits. The increased connectivity in IoT and IOB devices may provide an increased attack surface that introduces more vulnerabilities through these networks. Just as foreign possession of data on Americans' dating habits or HIV status could be used for nefarious purposes, U.S. consumers' biometric and health data might be exploited by adversaries who could compile data from numerous sources to build detailed profiles of their American targets. Of course, many people already have implanted medical devices to simply keep them alive. Yet, even these types of frequently used implants are largely untested. A Consumer Reports article underscored this issue, asserting, quote, tens of millions of Americans live with medical devices implanted in their bodies, artificial joints, heart defibrillators, surgical mesh, and it's a safe bet that most of them assume that someone somewhere tested the devices for safety and effectiveness. But that is rarely the case. For most implants and other high-risk devices brought to the market, manufacturers do nothing more than file some paperwork and pay the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, a user fee of roughly $4,000 to start selling a product that can rack up many millions of dollars in revenue. A side note that it is my understanding that there are certain tests that do need to be met for medical devices and studies shown effectiveness, though the studies are presented by those who are actually looking for the marketplace. So buyer beware, as they say. But this article continues to look at IOB being currently largely unregulated. While acknowledging the extreme danger this technology introduces, companies are continually creating new products and collecting data without much oversight or regulation. This poses two critical questions. One, who owns the data collected through IOB devices and technology? And two, how will tech developers and data collectors be regulated? RAND acknowledges that the lack of answers regarding these issues, explaining, quote, as with IOB devices, there is no single entity that provides oversight to IOB data. Data brokers are largely unregulated, and the United States has no federal data privacy law, but relies on state laws, which differ greatly. The lack of consistency in IOB laws among states and between the state and federal level potentially enables regulatory gaps and enforcement challenges. As in many areas, rapid advancements in IOB technologies have outpaced the development of policy to address their risks. There are as yet no legal norms about who owns the data generated by any given IOB device: the user, the manufacturer, the healthcare provider. Policies that regulate the sale of user information to third-party data brokers or that regulate how data brokers function are nascent if they exist at all. IOB is directly connected to transhumanism, a word you might have heard, biohacking, and cyborgs, which you might flinch and think that the word cyborg is something from a sci-fi movie, and it is, but ultimately it is a combination of biology or humans and technology. And he continues, we are constantly being conditioned to readily accept invasive technology, as demonstrated in an Apple Watch ad, for instance. Many people are already used to data tracking devices, but are they prepared to endure even more invasive technology as proposed by transhumanists, bio/body hackers, and cyborgs? RAND describes each of these movements as follows. Transhumanism is a worldview and political movement advocating for the transcendence of humanity beyond current human capabilities. Transhumanists want to use technology such as artificial organs and other techniques to halt aging and achieve, quote, radical life extension. Body hacking generally refers to a modifying of the body to enhance one's physical or cognitive abilities. And cyborgs, or cybernetic organisms, are people who have used machines to enhance intelligence or the senses. Here are just a few examples of the bizarre things people ascribing to one or more of these movements have done to their own bodies. A colorblind man had an antenna surgically implanted in his head to hear color. A filmmaker had a wireless video camera planted in his eye, becoming the world's first eyeborg. A body modification artist pioneered the process of implanting magnets under the skin. A company called Grindhouse Wetware created the North Star V1 device, which shines red light through the skin, mimicking bioluminescence. People in Sweden have gotten microchips placed in their hands to replace cash and credit cards. I also heard of that in Spain many years ago now. With people already willingly transforming themselves into cyborgs, it makes humanity ripe for mass bodily intrusion, genetic modification, and DNA tampering, and merging with machines as envisioned by individuals such as Nick Bostrom, Ray Kurzweil, Zoltan Istvan, I believe his name is, and of course Klaus Schwab. IOB paves the way for the Great Reset and the Fourth Industrial Revolution. In his 2016 book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, Klaus Schwab, CEO of the World Economic Forum, remember we reported on this in regard to the WEF meeting at the end of January in Davos, Switzerland. They'll be having another one in June, late June, July, I believe. They are using his book, his theory, as a basis for creating the future. He continues that Schwab wrote, "Of the many diverse and fascinating challenges we face today, the most intense and important is how to understand and shape the new technology revolution, which entails nothing less than a transformation of humankind. We are at the beginning of a revolution that is fundamentally changing the way we live, work, and relate to one another. In its scale, scope, and complexity, what I consider to be the Fourth Industrial Revolution is unlike anything humankind has experienced before. The changes are so profound that from the perspective of human history, there has never been a time of greater promise or potential peril. To achieve this new technological revolution, Schwab advocates for the increase in IOB tech, citing that 82% of the executives surveyed believed a tipping point will occur by 2025, that's just 4 years from now, where people will readily accept implantable devices. People are becoming more and more connected to devices, and those devices are increasingly becoming connected to their bodies. Devices are not just being worn, but also being implanted into bodies, serving communications, location, and behavior monitoring, and health functions. Smart tattoos and other unique chips could help with identification and location. Remember the movie that had the arm implant? That was quite something. I will get back to you on what that movie's name was as soon as I can. Implanted devices will likely help also to communicate thoughts normally expressed verbally through a built-in smartphone, and potentially unexpressed thoughts or moods by reading brainwaves and other signals. Okay, the movie was called Minority Report. I just remembered. Schwab is looking forward to the day when bioimplants can read our minds. Are you starting to get the full picture of where all this is heading? The question is to ask, as more technology is developed and put to use, who benefits? Are these initiatives really for the good of humankind, or just a few at the top of the spectrum who desire more control over the masses? I, the author of this article, think a further sampling of Schwab's thoughts will help provide definitive answers to these questions. In his 2018 follow-up book, Shaping the Fourth Industrial Revolution, Schwab explains, the world is at a crossroads. The social and political systems that have lifted millions out of poverty and shaped our national and global policies for half a century are failing us. The economic benefits of human ingenuity and effort are becoming more concentrated. Inequality is rising, and the negative externalities of our integrated global economy are harming the natural environment and vulnerable populations, the stakeholders least able to absorb the cost of progress. Public trust in business, government, the media, and even civil society has fallen to the point where more than half of the world feels the current system is failing them. The widening gap in trust between those in their country's top income quartile and the rest of the population indicates that social cohesion is fragile at best and very close to breaking down at worst. We mustn't do that. It is in this precarious political and social context that we face both the opportunities and the challenges of a range of powerful emerging technologies, from artificial intelligence to biotechnologies, advanced materials to quantum computing, that will drive radical shifts in the way we live, and which I have described, this author, as comprising the fourth industrial revolution. That's Klaus Schwab. To put all of this in plain terms, Schwab and his ilk are exacerbating problems like poverty, inequality, civil unrest, mistrust in government, and environmental degradation to cause humanity to desire a better way. What is that? Problem, reaction, solution. Look that up. That has a lot behind it as well. That way is what he, Klaus, terms the fourth industrial revolution. Combined with plans for the Great Reset, the cabal comprising the World Economic Forum and many other global entities plan to offer a solution that will solve all of humanity's ills, but in reality will serve to further enslave us. You will be controlled by the technology they are creating at breakneck speeds and subjugated to a lesser form of humanity by disguising it as advancement and enlightenment. Regarding his vision to remake humanity in his image, Schwab goes on to say, the future will challenge our understanding of what it means to be human from both a biological and a social standpoint. Emerging biotechnology agendas promise to improve and augment human lifespans and to enhance physical and mental health. The opportunity for the integration of digital technologies with biological tissues is also growing, and what that portends for the next decades is inspiring a range of emotions, from hope to wonder to fear. Optimists depict a more sustainable world, free from the diseases that we battle today. Pessimists warn of a dystopian future of designer babies and unequal access to the fruits of biotechnology. I guess Schwab has never read cautionary tales of men attempting to play God like Frankenstein and the Isle of Dr. Moreau. In an interview with Rand whistleblower Alex Abella, Paul Joseph Watson revealed what really fueled the organization's efforts. Rand's ultimate goal was to have technocrats running every aspect of society in pursuit of a one-world government that would be administered under, quote, the rule of reason, a ruthless world where efficiency was king and men were little more than machines, which is why Rand studied the social sciences, because they were at a loss to work out how to deal with people and how human beings did not always act in their own predictable self-interests. There is no place for love, empathy, or selflessness in the new world order that Rand and the Ford Foundation are working to create, and patriotism and altruism and adversarial to their aims. The real purposes behind the Internet of Bodies and other schemes like Agenda 2030, the Great Reset, and the Fourth Industrial Revolution are not altruistic but diabolical. Be warned that this technology may make your life easier in the short term, but its long-term purpose is to make you a dehumanized slave. That's the end of the article. And if you are interested in knowing more, the Klaus Schwab book is available through Audible online and the like. I have not researched if it is available through our library system, but it's worth the ask. Being forewarned is forearmed, as they say. What's happening, High Canyon Country? Updates around town. The Dolores County Public Health has a new email address to sign up if you would like to have the Project COVID-19, what they call a vaccine. If you've thoroughly done your research on what it is in the vaccine and what your options are for preventative treatment and preventative elements and treatments, if you are ill with coronavirus SARS-2, these are your decisions to make. The state has also announced that the age threshold has been reduced from 70 down to 65 with various conditions. If you have any questions on that, you can use this email to email the health department. To find out more about therapeutics like hydrochloroquine and what an mRNA injection is all about, you'll have to do your own online research of various doctors and medical reports out there, though with the extensive censorship now going on, it may be difficult to get information, but ultimately you must make up your own mind for your own health. And to catch the program online, go on our Facebook page if you're still on Facebook, which is DCTV Daily News, or it's also available to the general public on YouTube. It's a public access. Both you can follow and easily subscribe to and join in conversations. Again, this is your local community TV station. So if you have something you'd like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call us at the station and leave me a message at 970-677-4119. Thanks for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, United States of America. I'm Kendra Cook. Be well and keep thinking for yourself.